Greetings, my friends. This is Gilles Mansillon. I'm jumping into those conversations about spiritual matters. Sometimes it is delicate with what do we need to intervene upon? What do we need to hold back on doing? What's action and non-action? What do we need to say? What needs to be kept private? For the two powers, it's no longer supported by the Creator, the source. God supports only love. He wants all His children to return to the source of love, which is within their heart. And so, trust the plan of your higher self. Trust the plan of your Creator. For all suffering comes from false belief, false universal collective beliefs. And so we want to use prayer, mantras, meditation to return to the balance, well-being. For we cannot. So it's important to. Let's see. I wanted to. I forgot to say in the French video all those notes. For we're no longer subjected to the common world beliefs, and we're learning to stand strong in our reality, understanding that most of what is communicated is not the truth. But we want to only identify with our soul, spirit, and God self. Everything else is just experiences, because there is we've been through so many incarnations in duality, in 3D, that we have layers and layers and layers and layers of beliefs. But we're going to get this upgrade, this elevation. But for that, we need to allow ourselves to change, to let go of something inferior in order to receive something superior. For also understanding that all words, all thoughts, all deeds are expressed in the universe. There is nothing that's unheard or unexpressed, everything. So it's very important to learn to be conscious of our consciousness, to understand the program that's been unfolding before us, and what is how can we use the energies of the moment to cultivate higher experiences of joy. For when somebody is very mental, you need to put a lot of words to satisfy them, but when you move into silence, you can exchange feelings, and it's so much more powerful. All the words will remain important. For it's the integration of the yin and the yang. For I'm going to see what the angel wants to talk about. For the highest wisdom is acceptation. What we need to understand is success. I will let you feel it. What we need to do is courage. And the outcome will be knowledge. So it is all part of it is all going on. For it is important to learn to discern, to have the wisdom to see what needs to be done, what needs to be done for moving from unconsciousness to consciousness, to understand also that everybody's got neurosis and psychosis, so some mental dysfunctions that we aware of, and mental dysfunctions we unaware of, and so we want to bring back into this alignment, this wholeness, this divine perfection through healing and balancing. For it is sometimes in the future we'll be able to look into the Akash to resolve legal problems, but now it's like even then I was faced with a situation where I needed to see the truth. I was tempted to go into the Akash, but I resisted the temptation because it's not my Akash, and I didn't want to bug into somebody else's Akash life. And so I'm going to pull a few cards. The highest wisdom is relaxing, letting go of the necessity to please others. What is we need to understand is the mirror of maturity, to see life through the eyes of consciousness, of enlightened consciousness. What we need to do is to let go of the herd mentality. It's this lion that believes he's a sheep, and so we need to return to our sovereign self and authority to act. And the outcome will be trust in life. Trust is essential. This deep power. There is very courage is a very powerful, but trust is very, very powerful. And so we'll have trust in ourselves and in the process. For once we stop spending all our time and energy to fulfill other people's demands, we'll find understanding, and then freedom will come along. So it is important. There is all kinds of invisible influences that are influencing the experiences of life, but humanity scientifically do not recognize the presence of demons and angels, but they will have to eventually. For it is very important to understand that whenever there is like anger, brutality, violence, there's always astral entities. If it's really negative, they're called demons. Otherwise, it's just called astral beings. Someone that feed into all our habits, mental, physical, emotional, and so they have all of that to pull our string, and they utilize us for certain things, and so. So it's like eventually we want to ask for love and light first, only love, only light, and from at which point we can start communicating with our higher self and not the lower energies that are abusing. Because on the lowest level, the demons, they're utilizing one person to abuse another person, but the abuser and the abusee are innocent because they're under the influence. Body, it's for the soul to responsibilize itself, to protect itself against demonic entities, or for it's like, but those things will come into the picture at some points. For my advice is to leave the demons alone. No matter what, do not get engaged in any level with so satanic, say the ritual, whatever. It's like, because there is all kinds of traumas that comes as a result of that. I was kind to have to intervene in a relationship in the Johnny Depp's Amber Heard trial, because I didn't research it. The information came to me, and it was a whole unfoldment of things that came. And for he's innocent, but she's been abused. But what happens is that in truth they will work it out because actions have been taken. But in truth, there was some point, there was a game that was played between Johnny and his friend Marilyn Manson, and then they created very advanced experimented satanists, and they played this game to make some entity, and everything fucked up after that. So it's like now the demons in confinement, everybody's got angels with them, because I was asked not to intervene, but then I stopped intervening. They all came to me like, do not leave us like that. And so I just did what in a balanced way. For right now, it is Elon Musk that's responding psychically the most to the angelic presence that's been added up, because he was targeted by this entity as well as part of this process. But we'll see what happens with that. I'm not really allowed to go into the ins and outs, but all is fine. Everything will be worked out. It's like, but at some point, there's gonna have to we have to learn to protect ourselves against in this case, it was a lot of drugs and alcohol that make that facilitated this takeover, but in essence, for there's many ins and outs there will be, but those things, sometimes we don't want to intervene in other people, because we all created our life. It's all co-creation. Every time our consciousness comes in contact with anything, we have a choice. We're making choices. We're taking positions. So just be light, be love in all your relationship, and see all through the eyes of love. And so we will. What we want is to always try to find a satisfying compromise, so that everybody can be can find its way. But we have to renounce all this violence and brutality. For when that happens, it's very often there are astral entities that are feeding on both sides, and it's like or manipulating. They're all liars. Those demons, they're all liars, but they're very seductive, and they have certain earthly power that otherwise the game wouldn't work. But so it's like there is all kinds of things and to reserve our judgment, to be light, and our judgment is very important. Well, I just thought I'd come and communicate, for I'm just expressing a point of view, an opinion, sharing some experiences. I hope this will have a meaning for you on some level. And so I want to thank you very much for your donations. I thank you very much. If you want a private session, you can send me an email. Thank you for liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing. I'm finished with a song. It's a song that says that somebody wants to come into heaven, but he cannot come in with violence, brutality, and all his heavy past. So he's trying to let go of his past to enter into heaven. We have to let go of all forms of those two powers, and only one love to come to heaven. So it goes like this. Mama, take this badge off of me. I can't use it anymore. It's getting too dark to see. I feel like I'm knocking on heaven's door. Knock, knock, knocking on heaven's door. Knock, knock, knocking on heaven's door. Knock, knock, knocking on heaven's door. I'm knock, knock, knocking on heaven's door. Mama, put my guns in the ground. I can't shoot them anymore. That cold black cloud is coming down. Feel like I'm knocking on heaven's door. Knock, knock, knocking on heaven's door. Knock, knock, knocking on heaven's door. Knock, knock, knocking on heaven's door. I'm knock, knock, knocking on heaven's door. Knock and the door shall open. For the Christ has always told the truth. Although religion has been greatly manipulated, the creators of those religions were pure messengers of God. And the card of the day is the chariot. It is the success. It is the goer. It is moving forward. For what's important is really what our soul is aligned with. For we are called for many things along the way to participate, to share. But there is a baseline of what you seek to achieve in your life, and that is really what's coming. And it's like the realization of success. It's the archangel Metatron, the chariot, self-determination and self-control, evolution of career, public recognition of a success. So it is the success is manifested and recognized in the world. Continue to be a blessing to the world, to send your love, to be the peace in the situation as much as possible. And just with that, we accomplished our mission, and we'll continue to enjoy those higher flows that will continue to become bigger and bigger and bigger until the activation of the collective light body. In the meantime, focus on your own ascension. Thank you very much, Adonai.